Hello, welcome to the stream. We're gonna have some cat time because Sean is here with the cat.
Hi.
Aw, Liara looks thrilled.
She is the best pillow.
She is the best pillow. I need to cut my bangs. They keep getting parted weirdly because they're too long in parts. Oh, Lily. I had the camera get tilted up. There she is. Varric's upstairs on the bed.
Did you hear that thunder earlier?
I did. I was coming up to say something to you, but the door was closed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, that sounded like, I don't know, gunfire or something.
Like a bomb.
Yeah, it was loud. Yeah, I came up to be like, oh,
and it got
and
really
you were
dark.
on the phone. Yes, it did.
And I think it got extra rainy for a minute, but now it's kind of just back to gray and wet.
And cat.
I like my women like I like my weather. Gray and wet.
What'd she say?
She didn't say anything.
I thought she just said
I think
something.
I whittled.
No, she said something.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Liara, he's not listening to you. She's like, I'm leaving. You guys are bothering me.
I'm gonna get on his shoulder and walk around.
Anyway.
What are you playing?
I'm not playing anything today. I'm browsing websites looking for a new Sims challenge.
Maybe something that doesn't take 9 months.
You mean over a year?
Was it over a year? I couldn't remember what you said last time.
Mm-hmm.
Good lord. No, you should double down. What's the longest challenge you could do?
Let's go to Snooty Sims, because I think that's where I got the last one from.
Is there a challenge for playing Sims in real time?
Oh, God.
Ah! Oh! Ow! Oh!
Are you okay?
Yeah, she dug her claws into my collarbone to climb up.
You're encouraging it.
Can you cut over to her again?
You won't see her.
Oh, no, she hopped down. Oh,
There
wow.
she is.
There's the murderer. Goodness, that hurt. Oh, right on my bone, Liara.
We need to trim their nails this weekend.
The one-eyed cat. She's walking around on your container.
Get her off of there.
Lily, this is not for you. Where can I put them?
What? No, it's okay if it's there. I usually put it on this chair so she won't sit on this chair. All right, we've done 100 babies.
I'm going to go have a coffee now.
Enjoy.
I can't get around your green screen. Damn technology.
I love you.
I love you too. Ooh, I'll make it like a storm.
Oh my god.
Liara's free.
Me too, babe. Okay, rags to riches. All about becoming wealthy and important while coming from poverty. Empty lot with 0 simoleons, so I'd have to use some cheats to get there probably. Finding a job, building a house, starting a family. Big enough to be considered rich, and your career must also be a total success. When it comes to your family, your spouse must also excel in some career, so you can expect real hardship. I'm still at work, so I'm keeping an eye on it. Black Widow Challenge. I'm not going to do Black Widow Challenge because I did do deaths in my Tots and Tombstones. The Apocalypse Challenge. On the other hand, focuses on you surviving on your own. It requires a bit of experience and knowledge in the game, so it's mostly recommended to seasoned simmers. However, if you want to try it out, here's what you need to consider. The Apocalypse Challenge wants you to survive in a post-apocalyptic world. Your sim will start on an empty lot without a job or money. You'll meet dangers that will compromise your life. You'll also have to find a career and progress through it. And of course, cheats are forbidden. Well, you would have to cheat to get them without money, wouldn't you? Let's see what this one is. Woo. Start your sim at any age. Keep in mind you are allowed to import a sim as the first. You are allowed to import. Then move your sim into an empty lot. Make them quit their job if they have one. Choose which restrictions you want to lift first. The way that your sim is going to live is entirely up to you. All you have to do is make sure that they pass on the legacy once they die, on their legacies once they die. No cheats, custom content, or mods. That's fine. I'm on PlayStation 5 anyway. You can't age up your sim early. You can't adopt sims. If you did so, it would give you an unfair advantage. Play on normal lifespans. You have to keep your apocalypse family in the world. You also can't move them into a new lot or house. I'm not following this so far, but I need to clean my glasses. Ugh. Glasses suck. Take care of your eyesight, guys. I hate glasses. I used to be like, oh, that's cool. I didn't need glasses for a long time, but once I needed them, I was like, that's cool. But now I'm like, ugh, so over it. And I really can't function without them, which sucks. It's almost time to go to lunch. Snooze. Okay. Ugh. Something is still smeary. Poke my eye out. Alright, that'll have to do. I'm gonna go keep moving. Asylum challenge. Start in a mental hospital. Wrongfully locked there. Prove your sanity to the psychiatrist, but the only way that you can do so is by taking care of other lunatics. Whoa. Alright, let's see what that one is. I keep hovering over their menu bar. Creating your main sim, remember that they must have the insanity trait and be a young adult. Afterward, create 7 other sims that all have the insanity trait, but none of your sims are allowed to be related. We recommend you opt for different traits each time to spice things up. Then build your asylum in Willow Creek or Oasis Springs. The side of the lot doesn't matter. You can also use money cheats when building it, but you can't own any kind of pricey furniture. They all have to be the cheapest. Once you're done with your asylum, set your money to the amount your difficulty says. Rules are fairly simple. All you have to do is make sure your friends are alive and well, but without controlling them or checking their needs. When your asylum saves up a bit of money, you can start upgrading your furniture, but you can't buy any new furniture. You can always upgrade objects through handiness. I didn't know that. Unless there's certain types of furniture that you have to start with. Always play on your main sim. No cheats, mods, hacks. Sim's lifespan can be on normal or long, your choice. Keep in mind that you should have autonomy on high. If a sim dies, you have to keep their grave on the lot. Because sims often die from embarrassment, you can have multiple toilets. Your sims can work hard in their career, but you can't make the others do it. This challenge comes with many difficulty levels. This one sounds kind of cool, because you're not controlling all of them. You're only controlling one, but there's multiple people in the house. I'm gonna leave that one open. Random legacy challenge. All about RNG and fun. You'll have to go through 10 generations of Sims that are totally random. You must not select any traits, aspirations, or anything else. Instead, you'll have to live everything on pure chance and luck. The end of this challenge is when your 11th generation comes of age. Up to this point, you have to play the game without mods or cheats, mainly because you don't want additional sources to provide you with cheap or free stuff. Let me open this one up. Create a sim with a family that is purely governed by sheer chance. That includes your sim's marital status, number of children, primary career, secondary career, heir, generation goals. Main goal is to keep creating new generations until you complete your 10th. The heir of the 11th comes of age, which marks the end of the challenge. We recommend you visit Sim Random. Ooh, what's that? Sims Randoms. Oh. That's cool. Oh, how fun. I love this. How did I not know about that sooner? That's so cool. All right, anyway. All right, let's go to lunch. Dismiss this. That and that. And let me tell them I'm going to lunch. And turn off the sound, close the laptop, turn off the screen. Come back over here. Ugh, set the timer. Everything is all screwed up because in order to capture the window, I had to flop my screens around. So everything is all discombobulated. Let me start the closed captioning because I can. Oh, I could pause this. That might help. Okay. Okay. This one is potential. Keep this. Yes, this one has potential. I'm going to leave that one up. I'm going to have so many tabs open when I'm done with this. The Decades Challenge. Very fun one. We recommend it to everyone, no matter their experience or knowledge in The Sims 4. As you might have guessed, here you will be required to live through multiple decades with your family. But that's not all. The trick here is to live in the 80s, for example, and when your child becomes a young adult and you must change the decade to the 90s, for instance. But there are many available decades, 20s, 30s, 40s. Each period is categorized by different rules and styles, heavily inspired by the real world's history. That sounds too complicated. History Challenge. Speaking of history, here is Sims 4 History Challenge. This challenge is an amazing opportunity to introduce some diversity in your gameplay. It's unique, it's fun, and it keeps you hooked. Unlike the Decades Challenge, the History Challenge requires you to play through the 7 major time periods of the world. You'll have to start with prehistoric era. Oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna keep going. Not So Berry Challenge, everyone recommends this one. Ugh, what's wrong with this woman's feet? Her toes are... I assume that's her toes. Anyway. If you're one for colorful aesthetics, this one's for you. Not So Berry Challenge is a challenge set on colors. Point here is to go through 10 generations of Sims, but each generation must live in certain colors. You start off with mint, then rose, then yellow, then green, so on. Apart from your Sim's skin tones, everything else must be predominantly in the required color. You aren't allowed to use cheats. That is less interesting than I was led to believe. Zodiac Challenge. 12 generations of Sims, all of which are different zodiac signs, and you must do so in the right order, starting from Aquarius and finishing with Capricorn. As you might expect, each sign will have different traits and behaviors. Some Sims will be creative, some will be genius, and some will want to bodybuild. Okay, that doesn't sound that interesting. Runaway Teen Challenge. You remember being a teen, right? And you probably also remember that one point or another, all you wanted to do was run away from home. Well, that's precisely what the Runaway Challenge offers the Sims for. Instead of being dutiful son or daughter, you will abandon your parents and try to make it on your own. You will need to live on the streets, struggle, slowly build your life up. Now, there are a couple of rules that make the challenge seriously difficult, so we recommend checking them first. Okay, let's go read these rules, because this, I always say rags to riches, but I think this is the one I mean when I'm saying rags to riches. Here are the rules. Your teen is now a runaway. As a runaway, you will have to slowly build a life of their own. They will have to slowly build a life of their own. You will have to set your funds to zero, slowly start saving money. That way you will one day manage to build a house and live a normal life as a young adult. Your sim can't have any kind of shelter, but you can slowly start building one once you have enough simoleons. A home is a house that has at least one bathroom, kitchen, and bedroom. You can't have any electronic appliances or access to a cell phone. To do so, you can put your Sim's phone on silent. You can't have any kind of job until you have a home. You can't interact with any adult Sims until you're a young adult, so you can't cook or shower in anyone else's house. You can fill your Sim's needs on public lots like a gym. You can fish, garden, and dig as much as you'd like and sell your findings. Your Sim can't go to school. Using a money cheat, subtract 10 simoleons every time you travel. Oh. I think you can do cheats through the PlayStation 5 Sims. I'll leave that one open. Sims 4 Career Legacy. If you like Rags to Riches, you'll also like Career Legacy. Start from the bottom, work your way up. Okay, let's see what this one is. Okay. Let's go to this page. This challenge is played in Rags to Riches style, moving out at the beginning of each generation. Start the challenge with a single Sim. You may fully customize the appearance and traits and aspirations of the Sim. Move them into an empty lot or bulldoze a lot. Cheat money to zero. Roll dice. Use a random number generator to determine how many children to have in this generation. Each generation focuses on one career and skill associated with it. Each generation also includes an optional side quest. Follow the list of careers here or follow along below. We're going in alphabetical order. You could also use the random career generator if you'd like to mix things up. Once you've completed the requirements for a generation, choose an heir from your Sim's current children to lead the next generation. You can choose your favorite, have a vote somewhere, or use a random number generator to decide on the heir. You can move your heir out as early as the age of teenager, but keep in mind you will not be able to start your career until young adulthood. When the heir moves out, use a random number generator to determine the amount of simoleons they will receive from their parents. Think of it as allowance. Get creative with the story behind the amount the parent is willing to give the child. Move the heir out of the household and transfer the funds determined by the number generator. If your current household has less than 5,000 simoleons, you can cheat the extra amount. I won't tell anyone. You may use free real estate on to move your Sim to an empty lot or a lot you will bulldoze upon moving in. When the heir becomes a young adult, roll again to determine the number of children for the next generation, and the process repeats. That sounds interesting. It's a little complicated, but I think I could figure it out. Bloodline challenge. Main sim, ruling king or queen, shouldn't want to give away their crown. In fact, they need to be so protective of their royal seat that every child candidating for the throne will always mysteriously disappear. What? Alright, let's open. Oh my. It's on the forum of The Sims. Make your ruler live for 10 generations. The requirement for each generation must be completed before their heir becomes of age. They say becomes of age, but the child comes of age after their child is born adopted. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one. Island challenge. You start with 2 Sims on a desert island, and these 2 Sims need to survive in nature and against all odds, and in the end they'll need to be at least level 4 in fishing, fitness, and gardening. What? Phone? I'm ignoring it. Create a household with 2 young adult Sims. Traits and aspirations don't matter in this case, so choose wisely. A squeamish snob will make the challenge harder than a cheerful outdoor lover. Oh, so you can pick yourself. Well, that's good. Gender doesn't matter, however, it is recommended to start with a couple that can produce children. Both Sims start with no skills and nothing in their inventories. Appearance doesn't matter. You can make them look and dress however you like. Sims can either know each other or be complete strangers. You control all Sims on the island. A few objects have to be included on the island. Every other usable object must be crafted during gameplay, as explained below. Everything the Sim can fish, catch, dig up, or find in any other way on the lot is fair game. Turn aging off. Players can decide when to age up their Sims. Toddlers and children. This challenge was created before toddlers were available. Since we don't want your toddler taken away, you are, of course, allowed to buy a potty, high chair, and a bed. Also, because they can't eat roasted fish, you can feed them anything you want. SimProved tested that as long as their other needs were met, children who don't go to school are safe from the social worker. Oh, interesting. When your Sims are placed on the lot, they will be outside of the island proper. Send them through the gate, lock it behind them so no one can get in or out. Have your Sims swim to the island. What are you making? What are you making? I guess you're creating an island. Your Sims can't leave the island lot. They are cut off from civilization completely. No jobs, no luxury items, no electricity. Your Sims are alone on the island, stranded, exhausted, but with hope. You, as their godly helper, will ensure that they make it till their final ritual. Final ritual. The Sims have to work with what they have, which is not much, but hey, at least the sun is always shining and nature has a lot to give. What your Sims will mainly do is tend to fruit trees, fish in the pond, work on their skills, craft objects that will make life on the island more comfortable. Okay. This one sounds complicated but interesting. I'm going to leave that one open also. I'm going to have to narrow these down. I'm going to skip the vampire and alien for now. Flipping house challenge. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. Everything you need to know to start flipping house challenge is in the name. With this challenge, the idea is to find houses in Sims 4, rebuild, redecorate them, and make a profit from them. You'll have 20,000 simoleons at your disposal at the beginning, but you'll increase the budget with time. That sounds kind of cool. Okay, rules and gameplay. What? Where's the... Okay, so clicking on the picture showed that little GIF. Let's try facts. Hopefully I covered everything. Oh, wait. Okay. I was expecting it to be down there. Begin a new game. Do this by selecting the plus at the top of the main menu, selecting new game. Design your sim and create a sims. There are no restrictions. You can pick whatever aspiration you want for them and give them whatever traits you want. Pick out their gender, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Only two rules that they must be young adult and the only person in the household. Move them into a 20 by 15 lot. That must be the smallest. Build mode. Head to the gallery. Type flipper from the lots available. Pick one to download. Placing the lot, remember to choose the furnished option or house will lose its bathroom. 20,000 or less. Okay. Find your sim a job. Again, no restrictions. Start improving the new property. You have 5 days. Remember to take note of the day you move in. On the morning of the 6th day, you must move your sim out, remembering to keep a record of your profits and loss. Simple score sheet in the scoring section. Into a new empty property. Size and price of the lot is entirely your choice, as long as you can afford it. No cheats. Okay. No restarting after bad events. You may not move or merge in other sims. Rooms may be imported into the house from the exchange as long as the family pays full price. Household build CC items are allowed as long as the family pays full price. Must not use anti-aging. Aging must be set on. Lifespan is your choice. Normal is recommended. Sims must have no skills at the start. The house flipper is the only sim in the household allowed to work, enter careers. Spouses and children can contribute using skills gained, handiness, etc. You may not bring a sim back from the dead. Okay. You may remove houses lots from the neighborhood to free up space for new lots. You may move your household into any neighborhood at any time during the challenge. You may flip any house your household can afford, including homes already in the world or from the gallery, as long as they are unfurnished prior to moving in. Reflipping previously flipped houses is allowed as long as they are unfurnished prior to moving in, although at least one other house must be flipped in between reflips. When playing this challenge, your original sim and family is the only family you may play. Sounds kind of cool, but I'm not quite following it exactly. I'm going to keep that open. Free will experience challenge. Start with 2 to 7 random Sims and a pet. Randomize traits until you're using your friends' sim selves. I don't know. Are you supposed to make them like your friends? I don't get that. They can have jobs or not. Choice is yours. If you pick a career that you can follow Sims 2, don't follow them. Let it be their day. Make a house or download one from the gallery. Just keep in mind how the beds work. Okay. It says coming up. Less Sims need less beds. For example, 2 to 3 Sims would need only 1 double bed. In any case, you would need at least 1 double bed for the number of Sims you play. More than 3, you can stagger the beds. Okay. Skill books. Purchase the first book for each skill to add to the bookshelf. Any skill level gained during the challenge through reading or by doing activities earns them points. And there's a chart somewhere. Free will experience isn't the most popular challenge out there, but it's damn fun. All right, let's open the... Hi, Holly. That scared me. I still have my sound up from when I was watching your stream. Oh my god. Thanks for the raid. Welcome in. How are you? How'd the rest of your stream go?
Awesome. Holly the Poppy is here. Awesome. Glow_Gloria is here.
Hi, Gloria. Welcome in. I am looking at Sim Challenges. Which was the one I was just looking at? Free Will. Where'd that go? This one. I'm trying to pick a new challenge for The Sims. So stick around if you want to give me input. I'm glad the rest of your stream was okay. Bit wild, huh? What did I miss? Too much with scores. I'm not going to do the free will one. Let's move on. Bachelor or Bachelorette challenge. Creating your main sim. They can look any way you want them to and have any career. Then you create 7 other Sims, all possible suitors for your main sim. As you play, you eliminate 6 Sims until you have only 1 soulmate left. Personally think the Decades Challenge seems fun. Is that one of the ones that I left open? Runaway Teen. Legacy? No, that's random legacy. That's not it. Asylum Challenge. House Flipping Challenge. Island Challenge. I don't know if that's one of the ones that I decided to skip or not. Alphabet Legacy. Wonder Child. Whimsy Stories. Bad to Good. Secret Garden. Celibacy? Okay. Mermaid Legacy. Let me see. You were saying Decades. Let me see if I skipped past that one. There's Decades. Oh, yeah, that's the one where you have to pretend that it's different decades. See, that sounds too complicated because I do play on a PlayStation 5. And so, I don't know, like using cheats and stuff isn't necessarily the easiest to try to make it seem like it's another decade. Let me show you some of the ones I kept open though. This one, you're putting them on a desert island, a deserted island, and they are kind of locked in there and they have to live. But I think you can have things like fruit trees and go fishing and stuff like that. That one sounded kind of interesting. This one is a house flipping challenge where you start them out in a certain house and with a certain amount of money, and then they can slowly build up income enough to improve the house and then sell it and buy another and keep going. This one, you make 7 or 8 Sims, all with the insanity trait, and you can only control one of them and stuff like that. There's more to it than that, but that one sounds kind of funny. Random Legacy, you're trying to get to your 11th generation, I think, but you're randomizing everything the whole time. And this was one of the things that they recommended. This site looks kind of cool. It's called simsrandom.com. I'll link it in my Discord. It seems pretty cool. Where's my Sims? Where's my Sims? Sims is here somewhere. There it is. Let me link that. So that's pretty cool. Runaway Teen sounds kind of neat. You start with a kid. It's sort of like Rags to Riches, but you're like a kid. And then you have to go up from there. And I forget what. Career Legacy is similar to Rags to Riches. I forget what was different. This one seemed a little complicated, but I left it open anyway to come back to. I was thinking too, the Insanity and the House Flipper. Insanity could be pretty funny. Where was I? There's so many of them. And some of them are pretty complicated. Some of them aren't written well, and so it's hard to tell what they're telling you to do. And so some of those I'm just like, okay, that's fine, thanks. But yeah. So many. Secret Garden Challenge. Celibacy Challenge. With the Celibacy Challenge, you'll need to play 5 generations of Sims families. You will start with a famous Sim and continue keeping the fame until the 5th generation. Every generation must be famous for a different thing. That doesn't make any sense. How can you remain celibate if you're having generations of Sims? Am I missing something? Did they mean celebrity? I am not sure that they understand what celibacy is. I feel like they meant celebrity in some way. Celibacy. It says... Okay, I guess it's a pun. I guess they're trying to be funny here. Okay. I think they said celibacy, but it isn't actually celibacy. Greek God Challenge. Based on Greek mythology. That's okay. 7 Deadly Sins. Family dynamics. This is another challenge with a 10 generation goal for you to complete. Each generation has a different set of objectives they need to complete, and every time you start a new generation, you'll get a new set of rules to follow. That might be fun. Spice it up every generation. Single sim, no cheats. Custom saves are allowed. Each career and aspiration must be completed unless expressly stated otherwise. Generation 1, white picket fence. From the time that you strike out on your own as an adult, you dream of cultivating a loving familial relationship as rich and unique as the dishes you love to create. You marry younger than some, raise your children, enjoy gardening. Traits: outgoing, foodie, family-oriented. Aspirations: successful lineage, career, culinary, master chef branch. And then there's some rules. And then generation 2, why ever leave? You're raised to believe that home is where the heart is. Your traits are lazy, slob, geek. Oh, this one sounds kind of cool. Is this sort of like that generational one you were talking about? Your, what was it? Decades. Oh, no, the decades was, yeah. The decades was the actual decades. I like this because it is specifically telling me once you get to this generation, it's this, you know, and then you have to like deal with it. I kind of like that one. Dream House Challenge. Build or download a dream house. Place it in your Sims neighborhood. Start off with your Sim living in another house and dreaming of owning the dream house. Okay, let's see what this one is. Build, place your dream house with the lot value indicated by the difficulty. Create a Sim. Move your Sim into the cheapest starter home you can find. Set the lifespan to long. Give your Sim a job. Your Sim can be any occult you'd like. And there's different levels, easy, medium, hard. And that determines how much the house costs. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Money tree. There's a money tree? Hang on a second. Sims 4 money tree. Go to the Aspiration Reward store, scroll down until you see money tree. I do not remember seeing that. That is not familiar. Have you ever seen the money tree? What? 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 Grafting a money tree. Copying a money tree with a spell. How did I miss that? Alright, well, I have to keep that in my head. Remember to go look for that. Townie Life Challenge. In this challenge, you'll be visiting your neighbors' homes, getting to know them. You'll need to learn as much as you can about your neighbors, including what they like, what they don't like, what they dream about becoming. Oh, it's gone. Can't look at that one. Mermaid Legacy. I don't have enough about the mermaid stuff. I'm going to skip that. Collector's Museum. Collect different items in the game. You'll need to keep one of each item you find. By doing this, you'll turn your house into a museum that has a ton of different items. And you can invite other Sims to your house to view your glorious collection. they only have a video to see it, so I'm going to skip that. Simtation Island Challenge. You have seen the tree. I didn't know anything about it. I do remember them having money trees in the past, but I don't think I remembered to even think about it for Sims 4. 4 couples of Sims with relationship problems are put on an island together. There, they will work on their relationship issues or simply fall in love with a Sim from another pair. But some Sims can also break up with their partners and not fall in love again. Out of this world. Do I even have aliens? Which pack had aliens? Let me go to the rules. Ooh, pardon me. It doesn't say what pack you need. Let me Google it. Which Sims 4 has aliens? Get to work. Okay, I do have that. I could do that if I felt like it. Oh man, thank you. There are just so many. I'm kind of overwhelmed. This one's related to Tiny Living. Let's see if it still exists. The Tiny Living Legacy Challenge. Let's go to the link. 5+ generation legacy challenge is to stay living in a tiny house for the duration of the challenge. Each new generation should move into a new lot and start over in terms of building their tiny home using the skill point feature described below. Your efforts will be rewarded throughout the challenge by allowing you to add more to your tiny home and influence your gameplay. This challenge offers many different aspects and options that you can pick and choose from. For example, there are suggested color themes for each generation, but these can be ignored. You can place an emphasis on gardening throughout the challenge and adapt the garden to suit each generation. There are also build decorating themes for each generation if you would like to turn this challenge into a sort of tiny home build challenge. Okay, so use of money cheats is discouraged. You may use move objects when decorating. Otherwise, cheats are discouraged. Your house should be a tier 1 micro home, 32 tiles, or a tier 2 tiny home, 64 tiles. You should minimize how much you trick the game in terms of your tiny home tile count. For example, you shouldn't use the half gable roof to add a false wall to enlarge the floor plan. You may add roofs for visual appeal only. Should not create false rooms by moving the enclosing wall in to trick the game into thinking it is not an actual room. I don't know what that's talking about. It's not easy to build on the PlayStation 5 with the controller. What I really should do is see if I can pair up like a mouse and keyboard to my PlayStation. That would solve some of these problems, but I think you can do that. I think I've heard of people doing that. So, one option to add to your gameplay experience is to keep an emphasis on gardening throughout the challenge. You will be adapting what you grow to match each generation. You can focus on only or mainly on each pack garden goal or add in the other elements to your liking. Generation 1. You are just getting started, so start with your basic garden full of fresh fruits and veggies that you can use in recipes. Generation 2. You have a soft spot in your heart for animals. You want to enrich their lives. You should grow all 4 varieties of catnip. You should also plant and raise a cow plant. Keep it as a pet. For an additional challenge, you can grow all the rare plant types, including death flower, money tree, grow fruit, UFO fruit. UFO fruit? What? Grow fruit? Trash fruit? The fuck? Where are these? I've not heard of any of these. I've been too busy focusing on busting out babies. I don't know anything about this damn game. You should have the choice of 3 different, more exotic plant paths to pick from. This is Generation 3. Realm of Magic. World Adventurer. Get to work. Oh my goodness. This one sounds kind of cool because it sort of sounds like it's a little bit off the grid. You know? It's kind of neat. I'll keep that open. I am not doing a parent challenge thing because I have been busting out babies for too long. Bunker challenge. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see what that is. Okay. You can design your character without restrictions. Okay, 2 rules. Young adult. Only person in the household. Pick a good last name for one reason or another. Once you've finished your founder, move them into an empty lot. Return to the world screen. Select your founder on the empty lot. Pick Move Family. Locate a 50 by 50 lot and bulldoze it, evicting the family present there if there is one. The lot should cost $10,000 exactly. If it does not, it's not an eligible lot. Okay. Move your founder into the new empty $10,000 lot. This will leave them with $10,000 in funds. Before doing anything else, enter build mode, head to the gallery, download The Bunker, costing $8,166, leaving you with $1,834. Then, from Outdoor Plants, buy 2 Apprentice rock set, costing $450 each. And the Silent Sentinel rock, costing $245. Leaving you with $689. For the duration of the challenge, you are not allowed to sell any of the rocks, although you are free to move them around the lot to assist building. Once this is completed, you must choose what your family's succession law will be. Pardon me. And then they have a note about prices, so that might not be exact. Succession laws. You must pick one of the following. Matriarchy. The founder must be female. Only girls are eligible to be named heir unless there are no female children, at which point boys become eligible. Strict matriarchy. The founder must be female. Only girls are eligible. Male children cannot, under any circumstances, be the heir. Patriarchy. The founder must be male. All boys, blah, blah, blah. Strict patriarchy, same as strict matriarchy. Equality. Founder can be either gender. Da, 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 da. Strict equality. Okay. Bloodline law. Strict traditional. To be eligible to be named heir, your child must be naturally born from their previous generation parents and be able to trace an unbroken bloodline back to the founder. Adopted children may never be named heir. I'm not following this. I mean, I understand all these different laws, but what is... are they rules? Let's just go look at the rules. No cheats. No restarting after bad events. You cannot merge households. Legacy family must remain on the same lot for the duration of the challenge. They are free and encouraged to develop their house, but they may not move into a new house. Rooms may be imported into the house from the exchange as long as the family pays full price. Sim may utilize an anti-aging item once in their lifetime. This includes drinking a youth potion or milking the cow plant. Milking the cow plant is an anti-aging? I really don't know this game, do I? Any cheats that freeze aging or lengthen or shorten lifespans times may not be used. Sims lifespans must be set to normal. Pardon me. It's rainy today and I am snoozy. Varric's being very cute. I have to show you Varric. Hold on. Buddy. He's right there. He's very cute. You may not change a Sim's current aspiration except when they fully complete. You may not bring a Sim back from the dead once the Reaper takes them. You may plead, though. You may not move or marry out a Sim currently holds the title of heir. This is very complicated. I'm closing that one. It's a little much. Wait, but the bunker thing. I'm going to leave it open. Okay, that's all of them. So let me close this. Let me close that. And then let's think about these. Okay. Where was the one? So I really like the Runaway Teen. That one sounds difficult. That I linked to, so I can close that. This one is random. The asylum one, that sounds interesting. Maybe I will put these... Maybe I'll make a poll. See if anybody feels like voting. I think if I make a poll on Tumblr, I think that even non-Tumblr people can vote on it. So I might make a Tumblr post and link it around and people can vote for these. We don't have that much time left, so I may just end early. Let me see if anybody is streaming. And then I can use the rest of my time to make a post. And thanks again for the raid, Holly, if you're still here. I think we are going to raid out to Gloria. She is playing Disney Dreamlight. So stick around for that. And take care of yourselves and watch for that poll. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe if I decide on a challenge, I could start it tomorrow. We'll see. Thanks for coming in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Get ready, Dubu Gang. We're leaving Katie Dubu to visit Glow_Gloria. Come back to chat again next weekday around 1 p. Eastern. Look at the chat for a raid chat message to take with you.
You guys are way too good. You guys are so sweet. I trust no one.
Thanks for the raid.
Ooh, thanks for the raid. Katie, thank you. Thank you for the raid. I was gonna play Witcher today, but I wasn't feeling it. Well, I did play Witcher. I played Witcher for like an hour. And then I just wasn't feeling it. And I have a lot to do in here. Like, I'm trying to level her up right now. And I just got too much to do in here. Just way too much. And Disney makes me happy. So why not? How was your stream?